than face the National Rifle Association, who have suffered such an incomprehensible loss as a result of this unspeakable crime. While some have tried to exploit tragedy for political gain, we have remained respectfully silent. Now, we must speak. Nobody has addressed the most important, pressing, and immediate question we face. How have our nation's priorities gotten so far out of order? Think about it. We care about our money. The truth is that our society is populated by an unknown number of genuine monsters. How can we possibly even guess how many, given our nation's refusal to create an active national database of the mentally ill? There exists in this country, sadly, a callous, corrupt, and corrupting shadow industry that sells and stows violence against its own people through vicious, violent video games with names like Bulletstorm, Grand Theft Auto, Mortal Kombat, and Splatterhouse. Add another hurricane, add another natural disaster. I mean, we have blood-soaked films out there like American Psycho, Natural Born Killers, that are aired like propaganda loops on splatter days and every single day. 1,000 music videos, and you all know this, portray life as a joke, and they portray murder as a way of life. And then they all have the nerve to call it entertainment, right into our homes, every minute, every day, every hour of every single year. A child growing up in America today witnesses 16,000 murders and 200,000 acts of violence by the time he or she reaches the ripe old age of 18. And throughout it all, too many in the national media, their corporate owners, and their stockholders act as silent enablers, if not complicit co-conspirators. Rather than face their own moral failings, the media demonize gun owners, amplify their cries for more laws, and fill the national media with misinformation and dishonest thinking that only delay meaningful action and all but guarantee that the next atrocity is only a news cycle away. The media calls semi-automatic firearms machine guns. They claim these civilian semi-automatic firearms are used by the military. They tell us that the .223 round is one of the most powerful rifle calibers, when all of these claims are factually untrue. They don't know what they're talking about. Worse, they perpetuate the dangerous notion that one more gun ban or one more law imposed on peaceable, lawful people will protect us. The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Now, I can imagine the headlines, the shocking headlines you'll print tomorrow. More guns, you'll claim, are the NRA's answer to everything. Your implication will be that guns are evil and have no place in society, much less in our schools. But since when did the gun automatically become a bad word? You know, 5 years ago, after the Virginia Tech tragedy, when I said we should put armed security in every school, the media called me crazy. Will you at least admit it's possible? Is it so abhorrent to you that you'd rather continue to risk the alternative? Is the press and the political class here in Washington, D.C., so consumed by fear and hatred of the NRA that you're willing to accept a world where real resistance to evil monsters is a lone, unarmed school principal left to surrender her life to shield those children in her care? No one, regardless of personal political prejudice, has the right to impose that sacrifice. With all the money in the federal budget, can't we afford to put a police officer in every single school? Even if they did that, politicians have no business and no authority denying us the right, the ability, and the moral imperative to protect ourselves and our loved ones from harm. We can immediately make America's schools safer, relying on the brave men and women in America's police forces. The budgets, and you all know this, everyone in the country knows this, of our local police departments are strained, and the resources are severely limited. But their dedication and courage is second to none, and they can be deployed right now. I call on Congress today to act immediately to appropriate whatever is necessary to put armed police officers in every single school in this nation, and to do it now, to make sure that blanket safety is in place when our kids return to school in January. Before Congress reconvenes, before we engage in any lengthy debate over legislation, regulation, or anything else, as soon as our kids return to school after the holiday break, we need to have every single school in America immediately deploy a protection program proven to work, and by that, I mean armed security. There's going to be a lot of time for talk and debate later. This is a time, this is a day for decisive action. And the monsters and the predators of the world know it and exploit it. The truth is,